everybody, and welcome to a new video. And today we're here to celebrate the release of the PlayStation 1 system that was released 25 years ago. That's pretty crazy, right? December 4th, 1994, the PlayStation dropped in Japanese stores and pretty much just took off as soon as it hit its feet on the ground. So at that time, I was kind of like transitioning out of video games. I had the Super Nintendo, had all of like the choice titles. I want to say like Contra 3, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Turtles in Time, Castlevania, all the good stuff for Super Nintendo, but I wasn't playing that stuff anymore, and I didn't have the desire to play it anymore. So I pretty much like high school, you know, and everything, and music videos and stuff like that, hanging with friends. You know, I was just kind of like just done with video games at the time. But what happened was my nephew actually brought the PlayStation system over when he was visiting, and I had no idea what the system was about. You know, I wasn't following it or anything like that. And he showed me Resident Evil. Resident Evil on that system was just blew me away with the whole thing, with the camera angles, the full motion video. It was kind of like transitioning Hollywood into video games with real actors and all that good stuff, and of course the voice acting and all that good stuff. It was just like really amazing at the time, but it wasn't like a nail in the coffin for me to get the PlayStation system. What ended up being a nail in the coffin actually was freaking Mega Man X4. I was a big fan of the Mega Man X series. I still am to this day. And when they announced Capcom announced Mega Man X4 was going to be only on PlayStation and the Saturn, I was like, okay, that's it. I gotta get it. And I was not disappointed. The way I actually got the PlayStation system was I actually had to save. I think it was like $20 a week for my allowance. So this was for me to catch the bus to school and eat food at the school or lunch or whatever. I said, forget that. I'm not catching the bus. I'm not eating any food at the school. At least not buying any food at school. I walked to school. I woke up earlier to walk to school. I freaking made my lunch at home so I would have something to eat during the day. And that helped me save the money, of course. I think it was like maybe 2 months later, I was able to get Resident Evil Director's Cut because it came with the Resident Evil 2 demo. That's why I wanted that really bad. And then I got Mega Man X4 by the time I had enough to get the PlayStation system. And it was an amazing experience all the way through. I didn't have a lot of money to get other games, so these demo discs really came in handy. I mean, I'm actually on the verge of collecting these again because I guess I lost all the originals I had back in the day. At least maybe my mom has them still, I'm not sure, but she doesn't want to look for them, so I just go on the hunt and grab them again. But I got games like Rayman and all that good stuff. Look at the PlayStation Underground disc, was happy when that came in the mail. What else we got here? Of course, I just showed you Resident Evil. We talked about Resident Evil Director's Cut. Just came with the Resident Evil 2 demo. You can see mine's a little bit sun faded because over the years, I guess I had it out by my window or whatever. Marvel Superheroes, very good game. A funny thing about this game, I actually got this game the same day I got Resident Evil 2. And Resident Evil 2 was by far like one of my best experiences with the PlayStation system. This game was so freaking amazing. And the whole thing with the Zap system, that's what it was called at the time, where you could play the game 4 different ways by whoever you start the game with, and whatever you do during the game could possibly affect the other characters' playthrough. So that was a big thing for me. And then of course, good old Silent Hill. Silent Hill is probably one of the most, probably is still to this day the scariest horror game I've ever played, because it's not just scary moments in the game. It's just like the whole environment of how the town is, the horn in the distance, the freaking radio. It sounds like a school bell when enemies are nearby. It's just one of the most unnerving experiences you could ever have. Now it's a good experience, but I can't say hey, let's play Silent Hill, man. I'm really itching to play Silent Hill because it's just like, man, your nerves. You know, it's like, ugh. But anyways, I had a great time with the PlayStation system, and like as I went into the military, able to buy more games and all that good stuff, I was able to start a collection of games for it, and and play a lot more stuff. So over that period of time, that's where I would say my collection started for the PlayStation 1 system, and I had a lot of amazing experiences with the system. Like at first, I didn't like Mega Man Legends. I thought that was a stupid game. Then me and my buddy Anthony, we got Mega Man Legends 2 for whatever reason, and I saw how the production values were in that game, how the intro was like kind of like a movie and everything, how it had good voice acting in it too. And I was like blown away. I was like, wow, dude. So I ended up playing the game, and it was actually a little bit before I went to the military when we got this game. The game has a Christmas-based level, I believe, in it, so it kind of like that brought me into it as well. And I ended up beating the game, and it made me want to go back and say, well, you know what, let me go back and play Mega Man Legends 1. Let me go try Misadventures of Tron Bonne, which I'm happy I got at the time, because now look at that game's price. Nobody wants to drop $300 on Tron Bonne, but whatever. But it's just like I have my most fondest memories with the PlayStation 1 system, and it was definitely the system that kind of got me back into gaming. That's not to say that I dislike other systems like Nintendo or Microsoft and nothing like that. Far from it. I like those too. But my heart has always been with the PS1 system. You know, it's a great system, still to this day. There's a lot of, I'm still finding out games for it, finding out about games for it to this day. And it's just like, man, it still blows me away. I've actually kind of transitioned to like more imports and like from the PAL territory in Japan, and I'm finding more games like that. Like you guys know, I've been talking about Chaos Break, Hell Knight, and all kind of good stuff for this system. All right, so I just want to give you guys a couple of examples of games that I found out about recently. Not too recent, I would say. Well, some are recent, some are like recent, like a couple of years ago. But amazing titles here. We got Rapid Reloaded, a good platform game for the system, made by the people who created the Wild Arms series. They're called Media something. Let me make sure I say it right on here. MediaWare? I can't remember. It doesn't say on here, but Media something. Vision. I think it's Media Vision. Hermine Hopperhead, another good platform game on the system. Yo-Yo Puzzle Park, definitely a hidden gem. Wild Rapids. My buddy Rusty sent this to me, and this game, I've never seen a rapid game, like a water rapid game on the PlayStation system. This is the only one, I believe, and I just recently found out about that. Men in Black had his own version on the PlayStation system that kind of plays like a survival horror-ish game with tank controls and all that good stuff. CT Special Forces, this is like Metal Slug pretty much. Running Gun, there's 3 of them on the PlayStation system. And of course, the game I love, the survival horror, Chaos Break. This came out the same time around the Resident Evil 3 it came out. And I don't know why it didn't come out over America. I think the games released over in America at the time were just kind of like, it was cost a lot of money and they weren't sure if the game was going to be successful or not. So I guess they played it safe, just releasing it in Japan and PAL territories. And the last game here I want to show you is a beat 'em up game on the system. This is the best beat 'em up game on the regular PlayStation system, and this is a Crisis Beat. Don't look at Fighting Force, look for Crisis Beat. This game is amazing. Came out in Japan and PAL territories, and that's the kind of stuff that's like, you know, finding games like this. You know, when you look at a certain region, like America region, I've pretty much have seen what I think most of that stuff, but you kind of branch out and look for other games, you know, like PAL territories, Japan, and all that good stuff. So that's what I did, and I found a lot of amazing titles. Now, I know you guys are gonna ask me, how am I playing these import games? Well, my PS1 system is modded, and it's been modded ever since I was in Korea. And thankfully, with some help from some friends like my buddy X and a couple other friends, it still works to this day. So, but anyways, guys, today I'm going to celebrate by playing a PlayStation game. I don't know what I'm going to play yet, but maybe you guys could give me some suggestions in the comments or whatnot, you know, and let me know about your PlayStation memories. How do you feel about the PlayStation system, especially at the time when it came out? You know, when the PlayStation 1 came out, it was a big deal. It was like a mainstream was actually looking at video games as something serious. You know, I don't think they ever looked at like Nintendo like that at the time, at least from what I saw. But when the PlayStation came out, you know, it was cool. It was, everybody was loving it and everything. But before that, you know, if you talk about video games, especially when I was in school, if you talk about video games, you were already like a nerd, no question about it. You're a nerd. You play video games, ha ha. But when the PlayStation came out, man, you talk about video games, you were cool. But anyways, guys, that's all I got for you. Like I said, let me know what a game your PlayStation experiences are, what games that you're playing right now on the PlayStation system. Like I said, this is my favorite system of all time. Great system still to this day. A lot of people say the games haven't aged well, but I think they aged fine. You know, just gotta play them on an old school television. But anyways, guys, that's all I got for you. Radical Reggie, and I will see you guys later.